Hi there, I'm Mark and welcome to Voiceflow. Voiceflow makes it easy to design, prototype, and build voice apps with little or no code. And over the next couple of tutorial videos, you're going to learn how to do just that for Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant. Great, so we can go to voiceflow.com and you can get started for free. So here we are on the Voiceflow canvas. Now the Voiceflow canvas is where we are going to be building our project together. And you can tell it's a highly interactive design canvas, very similar to what you would have on an Adobe XD, or Sketch, or Figma, or really any other design tool. You can scroll in and out, and you can move around the canvas with your trackpad. On the left, we have a bunch of different steps that we can use to actually create our conversation. And we can drag and drop these onto the canvas, with each of these steps representing a different piece of functionality. In the top left, we have the ability to go between our design, our prototype, and our build tab. Design is where we'll actually be building our conversation. Prototype is where we can quickly test out our conversation in the browser, and build is where we can go ahead and submit our project to either the Amazon Alexa Skill Store or the Google Action Store. Going back to our design canvas, we have in the top right the ability to actually upload our project to our Alexa or Google Assistant device, the ability to share a live prototype or invite collaborators, and the ability to switch between building for Amazon Alexa or the Google Assistant. Now let's go ahead and actually build a simple project. So I'm going to delete the first block that we had, and we can go into our block bar here, which we can also lock and unlock depending on our preference. And we can pick out our first piece of functionality now. I'm going to pick out the speak block, which is the most basic block in Voiceflow, and this controls what the assistant says to the user. So with our speak block, you can now see we have two blocks on the canvas. We have the home and the speak. The home block is the start of our project, and it cannot be deleted. This is where our project, as we mentioned, will begin. As you can see right here, we have Alexa open my first project, and this is what the user will actually say to open your app. From here, we could link this up, and this is going to be the first place that your project goes once it is launched. So, in our speak block, I'm going to say, "Welcome to Voiceflow. Would you like to go left or go right?" We can actually test how this would sound.
Welcome to Voiceflow. Would you like to go or go right?
Oh, I forgot to say left. There we go. Now we can actually change the voice and try out different accents as well. So maybe we'll try a British voice.
Welcome to Voiceflow. Would you like to go left or go right?
And we can also add effects as well. So we can change the speech rate, we can change the volume. So let's try and make Brian say this very slowly.
Welcome to Voiceflow. Would you like to go left or go right?
That's great. Now, if we wanted to, we could use a custom MP3 file or any kind of custom audio file where we can either stream it from a link such as a Dropbox, or we could go ahead and simply upload it from our computer. However, we're not going to use an MP3 for this video. We're just going to use the text-to-speech from the assistant. So if we want to delete a step, we can go ahead and drag down to delete. If we did want to have an audio file and we wanted this to play sequentially, so we wanted the audio file to play first, followed by the text-to-speech, we can drag it above. But again, we're not going to do it for this video, so I'm going to drag it down and delete that step. Okay, great. So now we're asking the user a choice. Would you like to go left or would you like to go right? We can go over to our step menu on the left and we can pull out a choice block where the user can then go ahead and make a choice. Now we can either drop this immediately into a combined block where these steps will play sequentially, or we could drag this step out onto the canvas where it will be its own block. Now functionally, if I wanted to link these up, this would be the same as if I were to drop this below. So you could either have this choice block as its own step, or you could have it beneath the speak block and it would work the exact same. They would both play back to back. Now in this case, I'm going to have it as a combined block as it's easier on the eyes and it's much more organized. Now in our choice block on the right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to create an intent. If you're new to conversation design, you've got nothing to worry about. We'll take it nice and slow, and I will walk you through this. An intent is a way for a user to state their intention. It's essentially a collection of phrases that are going to be useful for the assistant determining what the user wants and what to do next. So in this case, the user is going to have two options for what they want to do. They want to go right or they want to go left. So I'm going to create an intent that is go right, and I'm going to create another path with another intent that's going to be go left. Now in this intent, you can see that we have utterances, and so we can collapse this go right intent and this go left intent to clearly see what we're doing here. Now in the utterances section for go right, we want to add different variations of what the user might say to go right. So they could say, I want to go right. They could say go right, or they could just say right. We can now collapse this and we can go down to left and do the same thing. I want to go left, or just left. Great. So now we have created two different intents, and you can actually see on our choice block, we have a go right and we have a go left path. And each of these has their own separate path arrow. So what we can do now is we can pull out two more speak blocks, and we can actually rename these by right-clicking. I'm going to rename this go right. There we go. Go right, and we'll rename this one go left. And we can actually link these up. So now we'll quickly say what the assistant will say if the user says go right. We'll say, hooray, you went right. And here we'll say, hooray, you went left. Great. So now we have a really simple interaction. The user is going to say, Alexa, open my first project, where they're then going to be brought to a speak block, and then it's going to say, welcome to Voiceflow, would you like to go left or go right? From there, the user is going to make a choice. If they activate the go right intent, where one of these utterances is activated, they will go up here and it'll say, hooray, you went right. And if not, the go left intent will be activated and the path will take us down here, and it will say, hooray, you went left. Let's go to our prototype tab and test it out. So I can go to the top left and click on the prototype tab. And what you'll notice is you'll see we have this little right modal pop up and we can hit start test.
Welcome to Voiceflow. Would you like to go left or go right?
So you can see that on the canvas, we have actually gone through the test and the block that we are currently on is highlighted in a light blue. There are three ways to interact with a Voiceflow prototype. We can either click on one of the chips on the right here, we can type in what the user might say, or we could record our response by holding the space bar. I'm just going to type in go left.
Hooray, you went left.
Great. So that was a really easy way to quickly test our prototype, and it worked. If we wanted to hit reset test,
Welcome to Voiceflow. Would you like to go left or go right?
and I'm going to hit the chip.
Hooray, you went right.
Awesome. So that was a super easy way to quickly test out our prototype. And that's it. Just like that, we've built a very simple voice app that we can use on Amazon Alexa and the Google Assistant. Now, in the next couple of videos, we're actually going to learn how to upload this prototype to our Alexa device and then eventually submit it to the Alexa Skill Store or the Google Action Store. We'll also learn how to add advanced choices, logic, and lots of other fun features. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in the next video.